Okay, may not be your preference, but we have some humans who want to talk to you now.
Yeah.
Bruce from Oklahoma has a question. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thank you.
What's your question for our dog communicator, Tim?
Same thing about going to the bathroom in the house. We've got he's a 16-week-old, part Labrador, part German Shepherd, part some other things. Mm-hmm. And we'll let him outside, and he'll go to the bathroom, and he'll urinate outside, and then he'll come back inside, and 5 minutes later there'll be a silver dollar size urine mark on the carpet while we're playing with him in the living room, giving him lots of love and attention and everything. He'll go off and went right there on the carpet. And so we've raised other dogs. We've got a miniature schnauzer that is in our home, and I know that he doesn't have accidents, and he's working with him, I'm sure, in his own way. And so just was looking for some suggestions.
Yeah, well, there's several things going on here. You want to, first of all, he's young, so you need to establish what the routine is, and we talked about that just a moment ago, is get them into the routine. They love the routine, so make sure that you're letting them out on a regular schedule the best you can.
Well, when you say a regular schedule, does that mean like every 15 minutes while the family's home, and otherwise he's in his crate, while we're at church or while we're at work, or those kinds of things.
Right. And well, what I mean by a regular schedule is keep the routine the same. So, for instance, if the dog is in a doggy crate, we'll say, while you go to work, and you explain to him that you're going to work, and it's 8 o'clock, and you get home at 5 o'clock. Then, once you've established that routine, he'll be used to going outside and doing his business at 5 o'clock. Now, if the next time you want to let him out is 7 o'clock, then you establish that, and the next time 9 o'clock, etc. But you keep the routine the same throughout. If you deviate from it, then you've got to communicate to him what's going on and what you expect from him. Okay, if that makes sense. Routines are very important in everybody's life, us humans as well. We like to say we're spontaneous, but we love our routines. We make sure the coffee's on in the morning, we're ready to go.
Sure.
The dogs are even, you fold that with our animals, and it's tenfold.
Okay.
And so you've got to get to the point where you get a routine in place. The other thing is a little bit of nervousness. Young probably will grow out of it. Will definitely learn from your the older dog.
Right.
But you can also do some things like adding some supplements and some calming solutions. There's some wonderful products out there, flower essences that work as calming solutions. Put a couple drops in the water every time you change out the water, and that will get him to the point where he's a little bit calmer and more sure about himself.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call, Bruce.
Thank you. We're going to send you a copy of Wagging Tails. Now let's go to Epsy from Texas, who has a schnauzer.
Oh, I love schnauzers.
Hey, Mom, what's your question?
Oh, hi. I was enjoying hearing about my grandchildren.
Do you have a question about Muffin?
Yes, I do. I want to know why we can't teach Muffin to be nice to strangers.
Okay, so the question is, do you have people over to your house often, or is it infrequently?
We just, if we take her anywhere, or if anybody comes, she just goes wild, and we can't do anything but just to hold her until the people leave, because we're afraid she will bite them.
Okay, so first suggestion is, don't worry, be happy. That's the key. So if you're stressing about her possibly being a little over anxious when they come into the house, or you're worrying about her biting someone, then she's going to pick up on that.
Oh, so she'll pick up on Epsy stress.
She will pick up on Epsy stress. So the people in the household, they feed off of that as well, and will absorb some of that. So they're worrying about that, so you got to clear your mind first of all, and know that that's not going to happen. The second thing is, let her do her thing. Let her greet them, have them greet her, make sure that everything's okay, and then let her be. Don't pick her up. Because when you pick her up, you're now establishing a connection that's saying, okay, me barking means I get picked up, which A, gives me more attention, and B, it also puts me closer to my human companions, my owners, thus I need to continue to protect. So we got to get comfortable. And then, of course, you can always talk to her. Tell her what the situation is, that people are coming over the house. They'll be over in about an hour. I need you to be a good girl and be on your best behavior in front of them, and that's going to make Mommy happy. And just using those simple words, and just try it out. It's a lot of fun, but when you do it, it's amazing how smart they are and how quickly they'll pick up on that.
Okay, try that, Mom.
Okay,
I learned
thank
from
you.
another expert too. Just turn your back on the dog. Ignore the dog. You know that the dog is doing that to get your attention. If you turn your back and don't give the dog attention, eventually they'll stop. And we've had it, establishing pretty much a pattern. People come. The dog used to bark crazily. Now she'll bark until people turn her back, and then she'll kind of sit down and wait for somebody to acknowledge her.
Well, they have to understand what their role and responsibility is, and if that's one of their jobs they've taken on, then you need to acknowledge that they're the greeter, they're the one, though it may be annoying, that's their job. And you need to tell them they're doing a great job. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go ahead and lay down and calm down. But they're going to feed off that energy. If you're worrying about every time the doorbell rings and you're worried about that, guess what? Your dog's going to act accordingly.
We've got Earl from Georgia on the line, a first-timer. Hey, Earl, welcome to Mornings.
Good morning.
What's your question for Tim?
I've got a little feist that she used to love to ride, and had just a little small fender bender with her, and it threw her in the floor, and she's been scared ever since. I still take her and want her to go with me, but she will get in the floorboard, and lay in the floorboard most of the time, not lay in the seat. She's just up and down, up and down, up and down. Any big bang or something like that, we hit a pothole or something like that, scares her. So what can I...
One of the suggestions I have is, in addition to reassuring her that everything's going to be okay, and making sure that you're comfortable with it, that you're not worried about her, is also, you want to be comfortable, you want to be confident. But start working with her with baby steps. So put her in the truck, drive her out of the driveway, drive her back in the driveway, have her come out of the truck, give her a lot of praise and give her a little treat. And start doing that in baby steps. When she gets comfortable with that, then you go drive around the block. Then you go drive around the city. You get them accustomed to that. Hey, you know what? The last time I was out, nothing happened. That was bad. So that's good. And I got a treat and got a praise afterwards. So I'm good to go. So if you work with that and be patient, be confident about it, you'll start seeing her slowly turn around.
Well, Earl, let us know if that works for you.
I sure will, and thank you very much.
And we're gonna...
Would the dog act differently in a truck as opposed to a car? There's so many noises and vibrations in a truck, and a car is fairly quieter and more and smoother ride.
Well, there's obviously if you're going to be taking your pets out in the car, the best situation is to put them in a crate.
Okay.
Put them in a crate so they're secure. They've got their blanket and the things in there they're comfortable with. They're sort of in one space, and that gives them their comfort level. And that's usually the best thing that I recommend. Less noise in a car, obviously, but it really comes down to if there's been a situation where there's been a fender bender or something that has caused a lot of trauma, maybe not physically but emotionally, then you want to address that and figure out how to get past that.
And real quick, I just want to say, we've talked about dogs today, but you do horses and birds and cats and anything, really.
Even a praying mantis.
Praying mantis, we do it all. So
it's easy for you. You can talk to the animals, but I'll try it.
Check out wagging-tails.com. Thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
More with Mornings after this.
That doggy is for sale.